I think today is day 30, which means I've been on trail for a month. I'm headed up to Chihuahua, less than half a mile. Very tired already. View of a Chihuahua bald.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll bring out a 9, and you're gonna see how they don't fit. And then I bring out the 11, and I'm like,
And this little bird.
yeah.
This is like the weirdest sign I've seen. Fontana is 20 miles away. That is the direction we are heading. That was our one big uphill today. There's a few like smaller ones, but that was it. And we met up with the Bartram Trail again for a little bit. There's been a few of these steep rocks coming off. I just slipped off this one and this tree saved my life. Because if I rolled down there, I would not be able to get back up. This is the water source for the Locust Grove campsite. It is way down here. This is gonna be a little bit of a climb back up. My hiking partner had to leave suddenly yesterday and go home. I'm not going to elaborate on that. I did not realize how much I would miss her. I've only known her for about a week, maybe a little longer, and it's amazing how attached you get to people out here. According to AWOL, this mountain didn't have a name, but when Kevin Possible hiked it, I think that was his name. He was like, it was hard, but it was possible. So now it's Mount Possible. And I am over halfway to Brown Fort Gap. I've come 5.1. One more big climb out of Stacoa. And then I'm at the shelter. That's it. There's a little over half a mile to Stacoa Gap. You can see some signs of civilization down there. The trail winds back and forth a bunch of times before it actually gets down there. And this is at mile 149.9, so I have almost walked 150 miles, not including the approach trail. It almost looks like a cave up in there. These giant rocks. Guess this is training for Rocksylvania. Everything's blooming like crazy up here. This is super pretty. This is Stacoa Gap. Trail picks over there. And there's trash cans. This sign says the shelter is 2.4, but Guthook says it's 2.3. This road is so fine. The second I started filming, it was like every car in North Carolina had to come through here. Nice view of the power line here. This is Sweetwater Gap. It is at 3,200 feet. The mountain I have to climb to get to the shelter is almost 4,000 feet. I'm not looking forward to that. The good thing is that the shelter is only 1.3 miles away. So after I get up this, there should be probably at least half a mile of downhill. Maybe not quite, maybe it's more like 0.3, but I've come this far. I can do this. I just wish it wasn't, it's like 60 something, I don't know. It's a little hot out. Wish it was more in the 50s. Fun facts about the AT. If you hike the whole thing, then you have climbed the same distance as Mount Everest 16 times, which is pretty wild. And I know I would die if I ever climbed Mount Everest, but I think that would be cool. At least going to like base camp would be cool, but I would die if I tried to climb that mountain. I'm really trying to convince myself that I like climbing this mountain, and I can't do it. I don't like climbing it. Just want to reach the top. There's like 2 more little hills on top of it, and then straight down to the shelter. Alright, this is the last little mountain we have to go over before the shelter. And I am home free, unless there's a slippery rock down here. This is what I was trying to remember earlier in Kevin Possible Kiernan's book about his 2015 AT hike. He named this peak because although it was difficult for him to climb, in the end it was possible. Today's mileage from Sassafras Gap Shelter to Brown Fork Gap Shelter was 9.1. The uphills were pretty steep even though it was mostly downhill today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Filling up my water, so this is going to be a weird angle, but there was apparently a bear in our camp last night. I did hear something crashing around down in the ravine, but I was like half asleep, so I was like, oh, it's just a person like walking around. Because people had been walking around like all night, going to the bathroom and stuff, you know. But someone who was closer to the bear rag lines said that it was definitely a bear, and you could like hear the bear trying to get the lines down. So that is now the closest I've been to a bear, and I didn't even realize it.